Hello and welcome to another Monday. We're doing live. So today I'm going to be talking about how much time should your business be spending on social media. This is a question I get asked so many times, and today I'm just going to give you a little bit of an overview of exactly how much time you should be spending. Is there an easy answer? Well, I'm going to go through some of the planning you need to take into consideration. And at the end of the stream, I'm going to tell you how much time I spend on social media as an individual, as a sole trader, a freelancer. I'll tell you how much time I spend on social media. But I'm also going to be going through and detailing how much time I did spend when I worked for Nomad Games, which is a larger company. And how much time I spent on social media to help to grow their platform, because obviously they had a much bigger audience. Okay. So again, if you're watching on YouTube, please give the video a like and don't forget to subscribe. And if you're watching from my Facebook group or from my YouTube channel, please do ask me any questions throughout the stream. Do say hello and I'll give you a shout out. One question I would like to ask you all, if you're brave enough to tell me, how much time do you spend on social media for your business at the moment? Let me know and type it into the chat, because it's really interesting and it does vary from business to business. There is no easy answer to this, but I'm going to give you a few tips on how we should be managing our time on social media. Okay. Good morning, Amanda. Nice to see you. Thanks for saying hi. So Amanda is a copywriter. So thank you for saying hello. Again, if you're watching live, do say hello. Okay, right. So how long should we spend on social media? I think the really important thing to understand is that time on social media is not just about posting content. Okay. Posting content is actually a fraction of the time you should be spending. So there is a huge misconception. People think that how long it takes to write your post on social media is how long you're spending on social media. Well, it's not. It's like taking into account all those notifications you're checking, all those messages you're responding to, all that engagement that you're doing outside of your platform and off your platform, which you should be doing on other people's platforms for your target market, as well as creating content, as well as planning and reporting back. So there's a whole area to social media that people don't often think about that actually adds to that time. Hi Esther. Esther said hello. She's just launching her new chocolate company with Gola Treasures, so do check that out. Amanda says she spends about 1 hour a day across all the platforms. Okay, that's interesting. How many platforms have you got, Amanda? Let us know, because I'd be interested. Okay, so the really important thing, we all know as a business that time is money. Okay. But also, as a new business, time is also your sanity, because we don't want to be working 20 hours a day trying to get our business off the ground, spending 6 hours a day on social media trying to get a few views. No, we've got to really strategically think about our social media. Your social media has got to link in with your overall business objectives. It's not just a tick box exercise. And once you link it into your business objectives, once you think about the bigger picture on what you want to achieve from your social media, believe me, the easier it gets and the less time that you end up spending on social media. And I'll be giving you a few examples of this throughout the stream. But I'll be honest, the younger the business, so if it's a new business, you do have to put a little bit more time into your social media to get it off the ground. It's not easy launching your new social media platforms. Therefore, you do have to spend a little bit more time when your business is new and your social media platforms are new in order to get it off the ground and get some engagement and get some followers onto your platforms. But there's also another angle to this is that if you are taking over social media platforms, or you are managing your company's social media platforms that have been vaguely active for years, but you're not seeing any growth, then actually you need to spend a little bit more time tweaking your approach so that you're getting a good return on investment. And again, I'm going to show you some examples because this is what I did when I joined Nomad Gains. Okay, Amanda says at the moment she spends about 1 hour a day on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, posting, liking, and commenting. Okay, well, that's good. It's interesting. So my challenge to anyone, to all of my clients, is okay, so we're spending that amount of time. One, what results are you getting from that? Are you getting regular business inquiries from that? Are you getting are you meeting your objectives? And two, can we shorten that time on social media but get the same outputs? And that's what it's all about. It's all about analysing the activity we're doing to try and reduce down that time and make it more effective, get a better return on investment. Okay, so we don't get complete overload and burnout, basically. Okay, right. So what do you need to be doing on social media, first of all? Well, we do need to be posting every week at least. Okay, we do need to be doing that. There is no point going, right, oh, crikey, it's the end of the month. I've not done any activity on my social media. I better spend a day doing it. That is not going to work. Each social media platform knows what you're doing. It knows that when you are active on those platforms, you will get rewarded for little and often on your social media, not a lot once a month. So you've got to be consistent. Okay, so little and often. So as Amanda said, she spends a bit of time every day. That is absolutely the right approach, although hopefully not weekends. We do need to have a break from social media for our own mental sanity. Okay, so the most important thing then is making sure that we are posting every week. And also something that we need to be really aware of is, are we on the right platform for our business objectives? Okay, so there's no point going, oh, I must go on Instagram because everybody's telling me I need to be on Instagram. It's great. We've got loads of engagement, get loads of likes. I need to be on Instagram. Everyone keeps telling me this. It's like, well, I always say, why do you need to be on Instagram? Forget what everybody else is saying. If Instagram is not the right platform for your audience, then you don't want to be on it because you're just going to be wasting time. Are you getting those results? Ask that question all the time. If you get, and your objectives might be different. So your objectives might be brand awareness. So you need to be making sure that your visibility is going up and your reach is going up. Your business objectives, like mine, I use my social media to get most of my leads from. So am I getting leads every week? And yes, I tend to get 2 or 3 leads and inquiries every week through my social media. But I only get leads from my social media on LinkedIn and Facebook regularly, because those are the 2 platforms that I really target. And I know my customers are active on there, and they are active and will look for social media support on those platforms. Okay, now I work with an online retail company who designs tabletop games for Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, their platform is not LinkedIn, not for their customers. Their platform is Pinterest. That's where they get the most leads, Pinterest and Facebook. So again, it's really about understanding where your audience is hanging out. Otherwise, you're going to waste loads of time by being on the wrong platform. So it's really understanding that. The other thing that you need to make sure you've done is make sure that all this time that you're going to be spending on your social media, make sure that your platforms are optimized. And by optimized, I mean set up in the right way. Okay, because you could be spending a lot of time on your social media, but if they don't look good, if you've not set up in the settings correctly, and you've not put some of your keywords in there, then it's not really going to give you a good return on investment for all the work you're putting into it. So it's like anything, you've got to get the foundations right before you then launch into your content and your engagement. Okay, because that is going to save you a lot of time and give you a lot better return on investment. Okay, So my question to you would be, are you getting results? And if you are not, then we need to change your approach. If you're not getting results, then you're probably going to need to put a bit more time into getting it right, getting the foundations right. And then once you start developing your content, then you'll get a much better return on investment. Okay. People think social media is so simple. You just post content here, there, and everywhere. They don't realize that actually setting up your platform is one of the most fundamental things you need to get right. The content comes afterwards. Okay. So, are you getting results? The one thing to get good results is you planning. So again, it's like any business strategy, you need to plan in order to save time. So things like, thinking about what content you're going to plan. I know that if I try and come up with a post 3 times a week, then I need to set aside a bit of time when I've got a clear head. There's nothing like trying to come up with content when you're just so snowed under. You just can't think straight. It takes you 3 times as long. So again, setting time aside in your diary to manage that. Okay. So how much time exactly do we need to set aside in our diary? Well, I'm going to tell you a bit about my Nomad Games and how I developed their strategy. So Nomad Games develops video games for tabletop. So it takes board games and makes them into digital versions. I worked at Nomad Games for about 4 years before I launched Social Media Executive. And I was the marketing manager there. And one of those responsibilities, obviously, was the social media. So there were a number of things I did when I went to Nomad Games to review their approach. And I will tell you how much time by the end of it I spent. But to begin with, I did spend a more time setting it up. Because when I joined Nomad Games, although they were getting a bit of traction on the social media, it wasn't resulting in sales necessarily, and it wasn't resulting in website hits, which was obviously our main objective. So we needed to make sure that we were hitting the right audience. YouTube, for example, we were stuck on 500 followers for YouTube. It wasn't going anywhere. So for that, I had to change the strategy. We were posting content, probably videos every week, but there were more promotional videos. They were more about, this is what we're doing next in our game. So we started doing a live stream every week. So every week it was going out some video content, not all promotional though, it was more development content and a live stream. And all of a sudden we've been stuck on just about 500 followers for the last 3 years. All of a sudden we jumped up to 1,000 followers in a period of a few months, just by tweaking our content. So again, it took us a little bit more time. So we did have to invest a little bit more time in that. Okay, but the time was minimal. So the videos that were going on there were taking a long time. They were beautiful, crafted videos that the development team, the art team were developing for us. But actually the new videos we went on were just like live streams like this. We just pop on a camera, do a bit of live streaming of the game. So actually the time invested was less because they weren't crafted videos and they didn't involve the whole team. It was just myself and a producer. We'd jump on live. So actually for a smaller time investment, we then managed to grow much more successfully. Twitter was an interesting one. I launched a new Twitter platform, and this is really important, is that I set a target. I wanted 1,000 new followers for this Twitter. It was Smash Up. It was a Smash Up Zombie Lord. It's a card game, and I wanted they had a good following. I wanted 1,000 new followers in 3 months. So for that, I was spending an hour a day just on that one platform for a month. Just for a month, I was spending an hour a day. Okay. Now that is a lot of time and effort. And I managed to get 1,000 followers in those 3 months, but there were 1,000 followers that loved Smash Up, that loved our product, that shared our content. Okay. So I invested a lot of time in the beginning to get those 1,000 followers that I knew would really help to grow our platform. So that was an hour a day. And then once I'd hit that 1,000, I was then just doing 2 or 3 tweets a week. Okay. And it continued to grow steadily from there. So again, if you do need to invest a bit of time at the beginning to get it off the ground. Okay. Facebook, again, Facebook was an interesting one. We were getting no traction really from Facebook at all. And a lot of the content was being developed. I was being given the content and was putting on, but it's very salesy. It's very well crafted, beautiful images, but it was obviously trying to sell something. So I then just started popping on posts. I changed the content strategy completely. And actually it didn't take the company any more time because we were doing less crafted, polished posts and more informal. Oh, here's the team having a bit of pizza. Here's the team doing this. Here's a bit of a video, live video. Very, very raw footage. And that made a phenomenal difference to our social media on Facebook. You just wouldn't believe. So just changing the content. And that was actually less time than we had spent crafting it. Okay. Instagram wasn't doing very much. We focused really on Pinterest, to be honest, because we were getting that click-through rate. But Instagram, just by changing the hashtags we were using, made a huge difference. I just changed the hashtags. I just looked at the hashtags that my potential customers were using. And just by tweaking that and having a Word document, I would paste them in. And there we go. All of a sudden, our Instagram then started growing and get a bit of attraction. A bit of traction. Now, Pinterest, I was asked by the company to do Pinterest, actually, and that was a new platform I launched. And again, like Twitter, it was new. So I did spend, again, the same. I was spending an hour a day. But for Pinterest, to begin with, for the first month, spending an hour a day building it, and then spending a little bit more time, little bit less time, but putting the content on. So the first month was really intensive on Pinterest. I had to set up my boards. I had to set up what it looked like. I had to really set up the look and feel, and massively engaging on other people's pages that were in my target sector. Okay. But within 12 months of being on Pinterest, I was getting over 500,000 views a day. Okay. And we didn't have a huge amount of followers. People were sharing our content. We were getting a lot. It became the third biggest referrer to our website from our social media. Okay. And it was the youngest. I then left it for 12 months because I had other priorities. And still, 12 months later, it was getting and generating those leads. So Pinterest, again, for us, was a great, great one. A lot of time to begin with, but once it was set up, it did really well. Okay. So the main thing, once these platforms were set up and they were working for me and they were growing steadily, and I would say that once you've got 1,000 to 2,000 followers on any social media platform, then you're going to get growth as long as your content's right, even if you're not spending a huge amount of time. At Nomad Games, by the time I just developed all this, I was spending I did about an hour a day. Okay, an hour a day on social media. And this was for Twitter. We had 2 Twitter platforms. I had 2 Facebook pages. I had Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube. Oh, and Twitch. Yeah, we did Twitch. We did a lot of live streaming on Twitch. So for those 8 platforms, I was spending generally an hour a day. Obviously, there was a bit of production time from the art team. And then Twitch, we tended to live stream once a week, which took about an hour to 2 hours, depending on how long a game was for Talisman. But an hour a day was all I needed. And we were a company, there was about 20 of us in the company. So it was quite a large company. So what I'm trying to say is that if you are a smaller company, then yes, spend a bit of time setting it up in the beginning. But once it's set up and it's right and you know what content your audience likes, you can spend a lot less time. Okay. So what do I do at the moment then? Okay. So I alluded to earlier, there's just me in the company. And my target market really is Warrington, but I've also got all my online products as well. but I basically rely on a lot of referrals because it's just me in the company and I don't have a massive marketing budget, as we all know. I don't really spend much money on advertising at all. So how much time do I spend? Social media is where I get my business from. So I get my business mainly from LinkedIn and Facebook. That's what I focus on. I've got a bit of business through Twitter, not a huge amount. I use that for a different purpose. And obviously I have my YouTube channel, but that is more for referring potential clients if they're stuck on things or they need some help with anything. I can refer them to my videos. So my two sales platforms are LinkedIn and Facebook. And I can tell you now, I probably spend about, on those two platforms, half an hour a day on all of them. I don't spend really much more time than that. It did in the beginning to get that growth, but now I wouldn't say I spent much more than half an hour, and that includes scrolling around the feed, although I am a little bit more, I do have a plan. You know, I do not get distracted by the news feed unless I want to have a look at the news feed. So I spend about half an hour a day, okay? And that's me. And that's all you need. I get 2 to 3 inquiries through Facebook and LinkedIn every week. I get all my business. I've grown my business from that. So you really do not need to spend much time on social media if you've got the platforms set up in the right way, because they do the work for you. If you know what type of content to post, the social media platforms do the work for you and your audience does the work for you. I would say once you've got a relatively large following, up to sort of 1,000, 2,000, it does become easier. But it takes work to get to that stage. My Facebook is around, I think it's about 500 at the moment, and I'm happy with that because at the moment, I haven't got enough time really to take on very many more clients on a one-to-one basis. However, I am looking to grow my online. So I've got an online Facebook course and I'm developing a content calendar. I'm developing more online products that don't take my time. So therefore, I will need to spend a little bit more time growing my social media in the next 6 months. So I'll be spending a little bit more time on it. So that is generally really all you should be spending. If your platforms are set up in the right way and you know what type of content works to your target audience, that's all you should. So Amanda's just said, can I do a public thank you to you, Bex? Oh, that's very kind. Thank you. Bex did a one-to-one LinkedIn coaching session with me, setting up my account properly and lots of top tips. I did. I sat with Amanda. We had an hour on LinkedIn. Last week, one post got 53,817 views and 3 business leads. Just amazing. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. Round of applause, Amanda. That's brilliant. And that's not just down to my advice. That's down to you as well, really crafting that content. And I suppose listening to my advice as well does help. Well, that's amazing. And thank you for that, Amanda. That's really good. 53,003 business leads. And I think that's the crucial thing. It's business leads, the right business leads, because anyone, I'm saying anyone, can get 60 or 1,000 views on LinkedIn if you know what you're doing. But the most important thing is, did you get business? And sometimes it's those posts that get less visibility that really get that business, and that's what it's about. So well done, Amanda. Oh, and thank you for that shout out. Okay, so that is it really. It's about quality, not quantity, and it's about setting your infrastructure in place so that it works with you and not against you. You're not flogging a dead horse, because a lot of people on social media can feel like they're flogging a dead horse, but it's not about that. So those are my sort of tips. You know, there is no set time that I can tell you, yes, your business should be spending 2, 3, 4 hours a day or whatever. It purely depends on your business objectives. But there's just a couple of examples of how I manage my social media and how long it takes me. Again, it's going to be completely different for your business. So that's it. Thank you all for watching today. And we will see you again next week at 12:30. And I am going to be getting more organised, I promise. I am going to be starting scheduling what I'm live streaming about every week. My aim after Easter is to get organised. But I do have an Instagram workshop coming up on the 18th of March if you are in Warrington. And we are going to be looking at setting your platforms up in the right way, making sure we're producing quality content, and really focusing on who your target audience is and what you should be doing on that platform to basically reduce your time, but do it effectively. So again, 18th of March, I do have places left on that platform. You'll find it on my Facebook page. I'll also put a link into the live stream. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching today. And thank you, everyone, who said hello. And I will see you next week at 12:30. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, please give this video a like and please follow it. And thanks all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed your lunch. See you later. Bye. Bye, guys.